Here we're driving on a very busy 2nd of September 2025 downtown South Haven, Michigan. Here to the pier. If I can find a parking spot, I might take a little walk. There's Clementine's right there in the Richardsonian Romanesque looking red brick building from back in the day. Now there's a nice RT. Quite historic old buildings downtown here. Sometimes people call this the Key West of the west coast of Michigan. Others call that Saugatuck. I call this South Haven, and I call the other place Saugatuck. There's only one Key West. There's the yacht basin. And right down here is the yacht club. And there is the north and south pier and the channel leading straight out into Lake Michigan. Absolutely no place to park along here. Up the side streets either. The little tiki barge is out there. Doesn't look too rough on the lake. I find myself a little parking spot. I'm gonna nab it. I'll be right back. Well, I did find a place to park, and so I'm moving across the blazing sands of the Kalahari. I mean, calamari. There you go. I've dropped everything I've had. I just can't find nothing to drink. He was that close. There you go. Not too many people in the water. The water's about 70 degrees. Light breeze. Enough to blow the clouds inland. Oh, here looking at the South Beach. Down towards Palisades Nuclear Power Plant. Right down there in the middle of the picture. We'll be right back. See the steel rail shaped like a triangle? This is a steel cover. It goes all the way down there to a power box. This covers a conduit. Runs power out here to the lighthouse. I mean, in the wintertime, we'll come out here and see this. This gets covered with ice. Really gets hammered during the storms. And it has to really endure. Be right back. Well, now we're going to take a look here at the walkway. This is where the lighthouse tender used to have to come up during storms. Now, when I was younger, this had treads. Okay? And now, of course, they took them up. You can see above where they have the cables. That's where the lighthouse tender, he would have to hold on and walk his way out as the storm waves are busting over the pier here. It's pretty cool. This is pretty cool too. Okay, you can see folks that were fishing out here on the North Pier coming in. You see it's quite a walk out here. When the Army Corps of Engineers built this, they did it pretty well right the first time. It's only been approved a couple times up over the years. Now you want to see this. The water, look at all the minnows down there. Minnows all over. Water's very clear. Now in the wintertime, this right here is all dry. The icebergs dam it all up way out here to where you see these buoys. Okay, this is still all dry in the wintertime. I have a previous video of that months ago. Okay. And you can see they have flotation throwables here. Tell you how to use them too down there in case somebody falls in. Over here, it's just a couple of feet deep. These fellows out here, it's just waist deep. Okay, on this side, it's about 40 feet. And this is the Black River. You can't see it yet. We will when we get out farther to the end. But it is black for a reason. You can see how nice and clear the water looks here on the other side. On the north part of the pier, the North Pier, you can see water change of color and everything, color change. But this is black, and it goes out to the end and starts staining out into the lake. It's all the tannic acid and tannic material from the foliage way upriver that rot into the river. It's just rotten foliage and organic matter. There's not the pollution and things. Well, there's a bit runoff and pesticides and stuff in fields. Now, this is the Black River right back. See, nix schwimmen, nix diving. It's a little ladder, just like the one over here on the other side. You fall in here, it's your only way out. It's a very, very nice walk. It's about 75 degrees. Yep. I'm very comfortable. Quite a crew out here at the end of the North Pier. Here comes some boogie boarders. What's your grandmother doing the day after Labor Day? You never know. Now we're out here under the end of the pier. A little deeper, we'll take a look here to the south, but you can see the bollards right here, used to tie off large ships. Okay, there's no cleats along here, but they do have these, and they do have them over here on the North Pier as well. This is about where they start on the North Pier. You have a really big ship or two come in here if it was a horrible storm, and they could tie up right here in the channel and wait it out. But modern day, the big ore carriers and the large ships here that use the Great Lakes and Lake Michigan, bringing the ore down Lake Michigan from up around Duluth and so forth through Lake Superior and the locks, and then under the bridge and down here through Lake Michigan down to the steel mills we've seen in our trip over to Union Station in the train. Okay, and those big ships tend to weather it out mid-lake. and try to turn in. They just put their bow into the worst of it, and they tend to have a better time of it riding it out. So I've been told, and so I've seen them do that up off Ludington. Man, what a storm when we watched them all day long. Watched one boat try to make it up the lake and still didn't make it. Yes, we'll be right back. That's their 20-foot waves out in the middle of the lake then, off Ludington. There they go. And they were breaking over the bow of that ship. The ship took, I said, all day. You noticed it at sunrise, and at sunset you could still see it very easily. It had made maybe 15, maybe 18 miles during that day. Yeah, that's how bad the winds were and the whole thing. Then the next morning, everything was down to like 0 to 3 foot waves. Everything settled right down. That's the way the lake acts sometimes. Now you can clearly see the lake comes getting, oh, she's about 10 and about 12 feet. There's a fish down there. I see a couple fish. Oh, there's several fish. These guys have the right idea. Right up there on that bluff above the beach, that's where I come and get some of my real bad November storm video. We have the waves breaking over the lighthouse. Oh yeah, you couldn't even get to where I'm standing right now. You'll have 4 foot of water boiling where I'm standing right here. Just unbelievable. You can't see the North Pier. You can't see that lighthouse on the end of that North Pier right there. It's a boil. Look at all the folks out there hanging out there in the shade. Kids out there fishing. These people out here got to go find themselves a room. Now, years ago, I used to come out here when I was in high school, and the water would be clean right up here to within a foot of the top of this pier. Okay? You couldn't see any of this down here. Okay? But, man, it's cleaned up a lot. It's really cool. Of course, this is all big blocks of cement. It was dropped down here. The Army Corps of Engineers, when they built this pier, this is to shore this thing all up. And as you can see down here, here's an animal that doesn't care much about the Army Corps of Engineers. That's a hen mallard. Yep. Let's go out here near the end. See what's happening. And you can see up here the top of the walkway where the lighthouse keeper would have to come in that top door during the storms. There's fishermen here. They have their rods and reels and everything set up. That's really cool. Digging that. Here's the lighthouse keeper's upper door. And they'd have to do that too. They'd have to use it. No way they could tend this. They'd never survive. You'll see what I mean later this fall. Get some more video out here. All right, comes a jet ski. Well, here we go. Just a little proof exactly where I'm at. This side. This. Pretty cool. Bottoms up. I think that was James Bond, one of the James Bond boats. The bottoms up. Let's see what else they have going on here, coming in and out of the hull over inlet. Oh, there's a little dog out there as a hood ornament. Look at there. Watch out for the hammerheads. Well, that's right, this isn't hull over. They've hauled a couple people over out here, though. I've been here when they've done it. And I'm not making light of that. That's in an earlier video I made. Yeah. Here comes a nice little skiff. This would be just right down in the Keys, down where I used to go camping. Little bimini top on it. Now they're out past the end of the break. They can give her the goose. That's a no wake zone in here. Well, that's a Boston Whaler too. That's a nice brand. Top shelf. Next to a Donzi. Might be a little short. Might want one about 3 feet longer. Not bad though. I'd take it. Here's a rib. Rigid inflatable. Let's see if this guy has a sense of humor. Let me yell a couple things out there to him and rib him a little bit. Hey, it ain't a Zodiac. No. But it's close and it's nice. I second that guy's shirt right there. I'm all for that. Yeah, one of the fishermen right here. Gonna lay one out there. Stay back here and watch him make his cast. He's got that all rigged up for bottom fishing. There he goes. Nice cast. There you go. He's got another float out there right now. Here's something kind of speedy coming in. Oh boy. All right, we're gonna board this one. Get the dog ready. Heave to. Heave to. See if we can get him to wave. Hey, good man. All right, yeah, pull on over. That's a Formula. Nice. It's a 338 Magnum. The overspray. Oh, this is really cool. Coming right in behind the Formula Sea Ray. Very cool. And on the other side is the Tiki Rama.